Hair loss is a nervous system and a metabolic conversation. I will keep saying this till how PCOS has been renamed to PMOS. Hair loss, hair thinning, hair shedding needs to be categorically spoken under a metabolic and a nervous system conversation. This client of mine came to me last month, and once I got her blood work done, not only is she having autoimmune thyroid dysfunction, she has androgen excess, there is immense nutrient depletion, impaired methylation, chronic inflammation, poor thyroid hormone conversion, and there is early insulin androgen dysfunction. And when all of these happen together, the hair follicle will become metabolically inactive, which means that your body will literally do everything in its capacity to work, and that work will happen when it is prioritizing the absolute non-negotiables: your central command, your heart, your digestion, your lungs. Hair is not going to be at the forefront of your body's basic mechanism of action. Now, in this case, the body is literally reallocating all her energy from her hair production, because hair is considered as a non-essential survival tissue. I hope that's clear if you have been following me here for a while. And this is exactly the reason why she is developing bald patches on her scalp. Her TSH is 8.1, which functionally means that her brain is screaming at her thyroid. There is not enough thyroid which is entering the cells, and functionally, for a woman, the optimal level we look at for TSH is between 1 and 2, and in her case it's 8.1, significantly high. And if you are out here with your blood work watching your TSH at more than 2, this is your sign to look within. And whenever your TSH goes high, there is slower metabolism, poor oxygen delivery, the weaker follicular energy production makes your hair follicle go in the dormant state. Now, when your metabolism slows down, your hair follicle will enter the telogen phase, which is the shedding phase, which means you will just move a hand in your hair and you will see like bunch of hair falling away. Now, that's a classic sign. Your strands will also start becoming thinner, which means that you will see a white partition in your scalp because the hair is thinning out considerably, and the regrowth will be dramatically slowed down. This is why hypothyroid women often experience diffuse hair thinning, a widening of the partition, and even eyebrow thinning in a lot of cases. There will be dry scalp and the texture of the hair just starts getting coarse. So if you are someone who used to have straight hair, silky hair, and now you feel like your hair is drying out, this is your sign to go check your thyroid. Her anti-TPO is 118, and why this matters in her case is because her anti-TPO means the immune system is attacking her thyroid gland. This is a classic autoimmune Hashimoto's case. This also means that the body is not only under functioning, it is actively inflamed, which means that autoimmune inflammation creates oxidative stress, microcirculation damage, cytokine activity around the follicles, which means there will be inflammation all over her scalp and there will be immune dysregulation. Over time, the follicles will miniaturize, causing hair thinning, which will create increased partition on your scalp, which means you can see the scalp very clearly through your hair. Her free T3 is also not doing very well. It's 3.34. The most important thyroid hormone for hair. T3 is the active thyroid hormone. This is the hormone that will actually enter the cell and it will tell it to produce energy, grow hair, make proteins, and stimulate the follicles. Now, even if you look at your TSH on paper and it looks normal and your T3 is suboptimal, it's not gonna cut it. You need T3, which is the active form, to actually enter the cells to give all these signals. Please understand, your hair follicles need ATP, they need oxygen, they need mitochondrial energy. Remember, when you were growing up in biology, you read about mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Your T3 is critical for that mitochondrial energy. And T3, lower T3 means slower hair growth, which means the cycling of your hair growth will get massively impacted, which in turn will make your hair grow slowly, weaker hair strands, and prolonged shedding. Free T4 is 0.98. T4, remember, is the inactive form, and T3 is the active form. Now, this client of mine is not converting efficiently. You look at her free T3, which is 3.34. Free T4 is at 0.98. Now, she's deficient and compromised in either selenium, zinc, magnesium. She does not have a very healthy liver or a healthy gut, and there definitely is inflammation. So even if a thyroid is producing the hormone, the body is not active, the body will not activate it properly, and that's why functional medicine looks deeper than just TSH. This is just breaking down her thyroid. I'm going to break down her reproductive hormones and her insulin in part 2 and part 3.